Hello and welcome back to the Impression Wiz channel. I'm your host, the Impression Wiz, and welcome back to Pestrquest. And we're now finally getting to Roxy's route. The third out of the 4 final kids for the alpha route of the things, and that much closer to the end of this whole game. So let's get to it. One little quick check to see. Yep, okay. Here we go. Whew, excuse me. You've spent a good few days fucking around with your newest friends. They seem to be on their respective paths towards something. You're not exactly sure if self-actualization is a part of it, but you're trying to not be too bent out about it. Especially with Jake and what happened that last time. This Earth's friend group seems to have a lot of interpersonal complexity. To be fair, you do only really know half of the friendship quadrangle. It's probably past time to meet the other 2 corners of it. See what all the fuss is about. Get their side of all the drama before you leap to any more judgments. You thought a lot about what you said to Jake, and you can't wait to say, and what you wanted to say but didn't. Yeah. Your shame at the thought that you might also be erring passively on the side of friendship sloshes uncomfortably in your belly against the fear that you may be choosing too much. Wanting too much, changing too much. Because you've thought a lot about what Jade said to you too. That's probably why you're bothered to get Roxy's address from Jane. You can't exactly stop making new friends because you aren't ready to think about what your purpose would be without that. But maybe you could do it the old-fashioned way this time. Showing up on somebody's doorstep via the accepted human method of following directions to their domicile's specific government-assigned number seems like it might be a better start than, just zapping directly to them when they're taking a shit or something, which is definitely a hypothetical situation and not at all something that happened to you recently. Looking back and forth like, Anyway, you come up with a plan and everything. You're not a real mailman that you know of, but you've grown to appreciate and respect the profession, so you don't mind LARPing it once more. You wonder briefly if there might be other guises under which people might go up to another person's house and knock on their door. But almost none of your friends ever leave their fucking rooms, so you're sure you wouldn't know. You zap down to the street from her house, and walk up to the long, scary driveway through the trees, over a bridge, and up to her door. Okay, so not exactly a normal human method. What? Were you supposed to stroll all the way to New York from Jane's place? She offered you bus money, but then remembered her fortune is tainted. She vacillated between giving you every single one of her dollars and burning it all in a symbolic bonfire until the 2 of you landed on moving it to a new, hopefully untraceable, bank account. You were really not sure how deep the Batter Witch's surveillance goes, but Jane seems satisfied. At least. She's going through a lot. You know how it is, having to endure huge life-upending bouts of information being tossed at you more or less weekly yourself. So yeah, you skipped a step in your male personally sojourn. I'm not sure what that word is, and I'm sure if people actually care, they'll probably correct me. But you made it to Roxy's house in a respectable manner, which was the whole point. You're gonna make the fuck out of a good impression. You knock and you wait. The person who comes to the door is not Roxy. At least, she doesn't look like the photo of Roxy Jane showed you. Oh fuck. Unless Roxy's a catfish, you did not expect this. Oh, it's you. This could be interesting. I have no idea what my Rose voice was, and it's probably going to be different because it's an older version of her, so. You blink. It is you. She got that part right. Do you know her? You sour your features. She does seem familiar, like a friend you almost had. Or did have. Very long ago, or moderately long ago. Depending on the perspective you are looking at from time. Or at time from. You wonder, have the two of you met before? No, we have not, nor was I expecting the pleasure. Oh shit, you thought you were on to something for once. You wonder how many more levels of memory are buried twisted under a blown synapse in your burned out brain. You have to move forward and give up on chasing down whatever buck-wild theory you were inching towards there. There are real mysteries afoot with this stranger. This feels like a decisive moment, if there was ever one. Catch the catfish in her river of lies? There's got to be another answer here. I hope this is the wrong answer. Catch the catfish in her river of lies. You know how this shit goes. It's time to sit down, just the two of you, to talk through some hard truths before asking Jane if they want to meet up for a tense but hopefully cathartic confrontation. Which you'll have to film, of course. Shit. Okay, it's time to go. It's go time. You take a deep breath and call her out like the slick sleuth you are. You know she's been pretending to be friends with Jane online. Oh, this is far cuter than I expected. Both this situation and your little self, I mean. I have in no way been doing that. It is more refreshing than I would have thought, though, to be reminded that there are dramas with stakes like these out there. In the midst of all of this. Her eyebrows pull together as her gaze goes right through you. You turn around, but there's nothing out there. While some of my moves, both personal and political, have brought my path across her, family, I haven't interfered directly with Jane's life, and I don't intend to start. Can you say the same, friend? Is there a way you can justify the strings you're pulling? I won't stop you, of course. I have my own matters to attend to. This is only food for thought, and I can see you're intellectually underfed. It just might be worth your while to contemplate the repercussions of the paths you're on. Did you have any further questions, or did you come all this way just for that? You really aren't sure. Man, it seems like all you do is contemplate your path. You feel all turned around inside. Talking to whoever this is makes you feel like you've stayed up too late staring at the moon and got all fucked up about existence until you felt too stupid to think anymore. But like, in a good way. You stare blankly at her while you try to remember your purpose. I will go ahead and take that as a no. Good luck, friend. She shuts the door and you turn, bewildered, back towards the long driveway. Well, okay then. You sure met someone. It definitely wasn't Roxy, and you don't think whatever just happened counts as friendship, so you guess this one's a loss. Was it because you cheated at traveling like a regular person? Friendless or rudderless? Or friendless and rudderless, you start the long, pointless walk of penance to somewhere. I know what's going on here. back to it. I was feeling that was going to be the wrong answer. But here we go. Oh, wait. You're an idiot. This is an adult. You've been spending too much time with marginally supervised aliens and a lonely marooned boy recently that you forgot that Roxy probably lives with her parents. And it's 50-50 on the possibility of a stuffed grandma Rose somewhere in there. If the patterns hold, it's feasible she could have told her mom about you. You play it safe, and instead of accusing anyone of online identity crime, you ask if Roxy's home. She stares at you for a moment, her lips slightly parted. You get the feeling she is not often caught off guard, and you wonder what it is you've done wrong now. Do you ever think you have lived through every possible interaction of an emotion, and then one day a manifestation of narrative agency shows up on your doorstep to remind you that there is yet another way to experience the acute feeling of a particular loss? You do what you do best and stare blankly at her, trying to figure out just what in the fuck that might mean. Oh, is that not a universal one? Well, then I can clarify. It is a roundabout way of saying no, she is not home, nor will she be for quite a while. I would offer to take a message for you, but with your bag of tricks, I think you can manage the wait. She winks at you conspiratorially, and you have never felt less like you were in on a plan with somebody. This has been fun, but I'm not the one you want. I'll go ahead and make myself scarce so things can start moving along. Unfortunately for me, my path is not as flexible as yours or hers. You've wasted considerable time here as it is, and I have my own preparations to contend with. Scoot along before you touch something you shouldn't. I mean, I'll just be honest, I kind of took to taking a drink of... Trigger warning for anybody who needs it. I am drinking an adult beverage, let's just leave it at that. Kind of like how Roxy does. But I am of age, so it's kind of better. And I've only been drinking one, but I think I'm glad I did with all this mind messery. And also kind of getting in the mindset of Roxy a little bit. Not as badly, but take that as you will. Just I don't know if that's actually going to come up in here or not, but I do remember that in Homestuck, Roxy had a very bad case of alcoholism. Did I? Yep, I forgot to read that. She shuts the door and you stand blank and useless on the doorstep. Maybe this isn't the right house and that lady was just having a good time fucking with you. Jane had said she hadn't used Roxy's address in forever, since Roxy didn't ever really seem to receive things she sent through the mail. And whoever this was didn't really give you any solid evidence that she knew what you were talking about. You take a minute to consider the cryptic shit that woman, who is very probably not Roxy's mom, just told you. You feel like a level 1 bug-fuck idiot, taking on a side quest from an enigmatic wizard so far beyond you that you feel like you should have spent way more time grinding first. It feels like that's what she was going for. Anyway, whatever she said was something like, you could manage the wait? Maybe this one's an issue of time, not space. It always seems to be one of those two bastards, huh? Well, luckily for you, you have the power over both. Might as well follow the lead you have. You perch on the bridge over the river, running in front of the house, and fast forward. holding Roxy's name in the front of your mind. Years swirl by you in a visual cacophony. Buildings rise up around you. Lights flash red and hot. There's a rush of busy energy, the ebb of flow of a colonial tide, and then a stillness. Right when you start to wonder if you've missed her, you feel it. You wait till it feels right, and you stop. Holy shit! That was a while. You traveled forward in time from John's era to meet Jane, you guess, so you suppose it isn't the most unfathomable thing to have to do it again. But wow! The trees that surrounded you just a minute ago are gone, replaced by a sea of crumbling buildings and a low, skittery sound like pressing your ear to an ant colony. The vibes out here are really bad. You hurry up and knock. The door opens slowly. Roxy, for sure it's Roxy this time, peeks her head out, spots you, then squints at the empty street behind you. Seeing no threats, she bumps the door open with her elbow and drops a huge pumpkin in your arms. She stumbles a bit over the door jamb as she does it, and you almost don't catch the pumpkin in favor of reaching for her, but she steadies herself at the last moment and leans against the frame, unfazed. Here you go, little buddy. I appreciate you knocking. It's a lot more polite than just usually breaking and entering you guys do, so I picked out a nice juicy one for you. She thinks that this character is a Carapacian. Don't go telling everyone to try the shit, though, or else I'll never get sleep again in my life. I'll just be running produce to my door 24/7, unloading snacks to every chess guy in existence without rest. Not by your eating noises for company. This is not at all how you thought this would go, but you honestly should have known better than to do anything with your expectations but throw them in the trash can. So you roll with it and thank her for the pumpkin, calling her by name for max politeness. You can't see much over the flagrant large ground you're struggling to keep hold of, but you feel her go still. Did she stop breathing? You crane your neck to peek over the curve of the pumpkin, and fuck. Again with those expectations, you did not anticipate pure terror to be the emotion constructed on her face, but there it is. What shit did you just say to me? You say, thank you, Roxy? You open your mouth again to introduce yourself as the friend Janie mentioned, but all your words shrivel up in your horrible mouth because Roxy has flattened herself against the doorframe, her head tucked down like yours blinding her. What? You're not a... Say my name. She sinks down to the floor and kind of rolls back inside, shutting the door behind her. You hear nothing, then a deep, heavy sob. What the fuck just happened? You knock politely, just once. Hold on a minute, I gotta do something. Don't go anywhere. You hear nothing but footsteps trailing away into silence. It could be time to head out, but she told you to wait, so you do. You are nothing if not committed. Maybe you should be committed, what? About 20 minutes in, the low, skittering hum in the background fortifies itself into a more present rumble. From around corners and out from dilapidated doors comes the source, a pitter-patter of feet, a low and unintelligible whisper, and the clicking of joints. It's people, and they look like you! Well, almost. It's more that you look like if a child drew them. Pretty much. Excuse me. They're simple frames made simpler. With softer edges, your skin is actually skin, right? They chitter around you, and you squish your arm meats to make sure. Yep, you aren't... I can't say that word right now. Phew. Wait, or is that bad? You're trying to process whether you're relieved to have the body makeup you thought you did, or if you were sad that the space of time you thought you might have finally found your kin was so fleeting. You don't get a chance to sort through it fully, because the new guys are surrounding you, and they look hungry. It might well be you or the pumpkin. Here, so you hold it out towards them and hope for the best. They take it and, chittering what seems to be their thanks, shrink back into the night. You check them off your mental list of predators and sit for a beat. It feels like you're waiting for more than Roxy's return, like this is a moment of choice. Jesus fuck, you went to all this effort to try things a new way. But what did you get? Or what did it get you? Nothing. You've never had such a spectacular fail to connect upon first meeting someone. So what are you supposed to do now? You wait, but the familiar push against your ribcage to decide something doesn't come. That is, this drive to make you choose anyway. What if you just wanted to sit on your ass and do nothing, huh? What if you are tired of choosing, when every choice you make takes you further from going anything good? And who knows, maybe you're supposed to do nothing. Maybe that's what your plan was all along. Huh. Tough guy. You don't know who that little jab was aimed at, but you want nothing more in this moment than to potentially slap the reins of choice off your shoulders. If only there was reins to slap. God, important rage is the worst. After a minute of continued seething at nothing, you feel it. Go see what the chess guys know, give up and see if Nepeta wants to hang out. Doors locked? Smash a window, bitch! Wait, doors locked? Smash a window, bitch! I had to say that. Right. Oh, and since there's 3 choices, who knows what that's gonna be like. So, I'm gonna leave that here for right now. I'm gonna leave the episode here, and I have a feeling that Roxy's route might end up being the longest if there's these multiple choices, and there might be good choices down 2 paths, because I've seen that. But we'll get to that later. But for right now, I want to say thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please put a like on the video. If you want to see more of my content, first off, subscribe, and then ring the notification bell so you don't miss anything I upload. And as always, I will see you next time. Have a good day, everybody.